So when we started out, I had a Volkswagen motor that turned clockwise. I had an Outdrive that turned counterclockwise, and I found that out after I'd put everything together and put it in the water because it differed than the ones I took apart. And so I found a flaw in my design. This is the VW pulley that comes stock with a VW. This is what I had to develop to create a reverse motion from the engine. So I started with another VW pulley. This is an industrial pulley for a VW. It's got a cog belt and a offset installation for a pump or the other things that they used to use Volkswagen engines for. This was kind of a rare device. I found it from some guy who had a parts collection, got it for like 40 bucks from California, and thought I had it done. I created a transfer case, transfer chunk of metal basically, and that put my Outdrive on here. And that's when I found out that my Outdrive, while it did run, it didn't run correctly, I guess is what I should say. And there was no other way to engineer around that. I probably spent almost a year trying to figure out how to make that work. And then I decided I just needed to reverse the rotation of the Volkswagen engine. So after that flawed adventure, I still used the clutch or the industrial pulley and machined a way to get around it. So as I take this all apart, I'll rebuild it in the phases that it needed to go. I contracted with a machinist to create a double pulley for me, and that's on a very big bearing and spun so I could, while the engine goes clockwise, this could spin counterclockwise. That was my thinking. All right. To that, I had to come up with this collection. Behind this sprocket is a dual belt system to counter dual belts here, giving me traction to spin. All right. These two things can spin in opposite directions as well. All right. So that being the case, back behind this, not real visible to you and not easy to show, is a electromagnetic clutch. The electromagnetic clutch on the dash, I could flip a button and bam, the magnetic clutch would lock up and it would spin this so that this could spin the same way. Like when the engine's running by itself or driving the land transmission, this spins the normal clockwise rotation, and this just sits dormant. When I hit the clutch, this now spins in unison with the engine, so it will spin this direction. All right, so there's the electromagnetic clutch coming off of double V belts to spin that sprocket. So now that sprocket is spinning and I needed to reverse its rotation, which gave me the ability to create this serpentine drive system where if this is going clockwise, this gear down here spins counterclockwise. All right, so it's a little bit of a clockwork Rube Goldbergish type thing, but I thought maybe it could work. And so I started putting the pieces together. I had my industrial pulley, it mated and locked down with bolts to the VW drive pulley. So now this is all hooked up to the VW engine and the belts are aligned. Ooh, that's a little tight. Hard to do one-handed. Maybe hard to do two-handed, I don't know. At any rate, so I've got my drive from the engine going clockwise to my pulley, my electromagnetic clutch dual pulley also going clockwise, and when I get that, it also goes clockwise. All right, so this can still spin independently of the other two features. This is a splined rubber mounted transfer drive shaft, if you will, that I mounted on here. Excuse me. This sprocket then goes on this, so while this is going clockwise, and this goes clockwise, then the sprocket goes counterclockwise. So connecting the spline transfer to the Outdrive onto that, the whole rig comes together. Fall apart on me here in the demonstration. The rig comes together clockwise, 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 counterclockwise. So it all works. And this whole piece then gets bolted into the car. Well, it's being built on the car, so that'll spin around. I'll give you a look at what that looks like. All right, so here is the Volkswagen engine, and there's my new gearbox, and that was a space where all those pulleys and clutches and transfer devices were sitting. And that ran great for about 8 years, functional, but I couldn't handle all the torque that the engine put out, which isn't a lot. I could only get up to about 1,300, 1,500 RPM. And while it propelled the boat along at about 6.5 miles an hour, that was about all she could do before the belt started slipping and smelling bad and that sort of thing. So I put my mind to it, and I developed a gearbox that fit the space I had, and the whole drive system sits in there. And from a switch on the dash, I can move in our linear actuator, which puts it either in gear or out of gear. Inside this box, I stole the gears out of a lower unit for another outboard system and put pulleys in there, and there's a great big oil bath in there. And now I can engage or disengage. And between the actions of the engine going clockwise and the gears in this gearbox, the drive on this side comes out counterclockwise. I'll give you a little spin of that right now. So everything is in there, and it should work. And that's what I've spent the last 2 years with the car basically in dry dock to make happen. So lengthy video, sorry for bugging you too much, but thought it was fun to kind of pull it all together before I put the parts in boxes and up on a shelf. Thanks for hanging with me. I know it's been kind of a obsessive compulsive thing for me, so have a great day.